All right, we're gonna go over the steps to create a real outline for a property that has perspective. So you want to take the actual map of where your property line will be, whether it be like, let's say you're selling this plot of home here, same type of deal. You're just gonna outline it. You're gonna use this as your base for your outline, your fill, or whatever it is that you're trying to make. Okay, so now you got your outline. Select the inverse, and we're going to go ahead and delete that. Actually, we need to rasterize this first, I believe. There we go. Nope, just didn't have it selected. So you've got your outline. You can make it as clean as you can, and then let's go ahead and make this a little bit smaller. So we're going to go to the image size. We're going to go ahead and shrink this down to 12 inches by 8. That's all we should need. You could probably go even smaller. And then the canvas size. Let's go ahead and shrink that up. Hold it on the top left. Let's do 2200 and 1500. Okay, so now we've got a image. It's a little more easier to manage. Now the goal is to create 3 objects. One is just a outline, one is an outline with a map, and one is an outline with an opaque fill. And our goal is to create images like this, where you've got where you have a perspective where it's thicker here and thinner on the back, as it should be. Normally with Photoshop, where you do the outline, this is going to be the same thickness as that and that, and it just doesn't look right. So now we're actually going to get true perspective on the outline. So we're going to come up with an image like that, one like that, and one like this with a drop shadow. So to do that, we have to create these separate images first. Okay, so going back to our original project, here's the map. Now what we can do is double click, add a stroke, and make it as thick as you want. Go ahead and put that, let's see, normal in the center. Okay, we're good, no opacity. And you can go ahead and take this file and you can save it as a PNG. Which go File, Export, Quick Export as PNG. You can save these just so you have them later, but you're just going to want to leave them up in an open tab anyways. So we've got, well, yeah, go ahead and File, Export, Quick Export as PNG, and we'll just do like I have here, map with stroke. Okay, and then we're going to do just the outline. But how do you get the outline without the map, without having to go back through and tracing it? So we're going to go ahead and copy this layer. We're going to overlay it so it's as close as it can be to perfect. There's probably an align layer shortcut, but that works. And we're going to rasterize this lower image. Rasterize layer style. It's kind of a little below there. Rasterize that layer style, and what we're going to do is we're going to select around, let's see, we're going to select around this one. The reason is because when you do a selection like this, it doesn't recognize the stroke as a boundary. So we have to go around the image with the stroke, and then select inverse, and then go back to our rasterized layer and delete that. So now what we're left with is just the stroke around the fill. And if it's a little thin, just go ahead and Control Z, backtrack, and make this effect, this stroke, a little bit wider if you need to. And you can go to the outside, maybe for this. Bingo. Okay. And rasterize. Layer style. Go to your original. Select inverse. So as you can see, when you select it, it doesn't actually select the stroke. So select inverse. Now go back to your rasterized layer. Let's go ahead and delete it. And we're going to move it up just a little bit because there's some parts we missed. Good enough. But you've got your stroke now. So this is one image you're going to use. File, export, quick export as PNG. Just stroke. So we'll name this one. And then the last and final one is let's put a fill in here. So go ahead and take this layer. Let's add a little fill. Let's see here, there's that. Looks good. Let's see here. Select that inside bucket. And actually, let's do that on a separate layer. There we go. And then we can put that opacity down over here. About 30% works. 30% will give you something like this. That's 30%. Okay. So then once that's done, go ahead and again, file. Oops, click here. File. Say export, quick export, and we'll just name this one stroke with fill. Put those in the asset. Oh, I already have that from a previous project. Well, stroke with fill too. Okay, so what you're going to do once you have all that said and done, you're done with this now. Unless you want to make any other changes, you can leave it open. But what you're going to end up with is this image, this image, this image. You want to open them all up within their own tab, which you just go File and then Open. Now you can't see that up there, but okay. So let's open up our image that we want to add this effect to. So we've got this one pulled up. I'm going to delete some of the work I've already done. And you're going to go up here and go to Filter, Vanishing Point. It's going to bring up your vanishing point grid. And we have one up here, but let's go ahead and start over. Delete that. And you've got your grid here. Click on Grid, outline the portion that you want to, that is your property line. Now your image is going to get cut off, so you want to give yourself just a little bit of space on the outside of the border so your line will not get cut off. Same thing here, and same thing here. Okay, so that looks pretty true. True enough for this example. Okay, and you press OK. Okay, so now that you have that set, let's see, now that you have that set, we're going to just forget those are there. You open up a new layer. You can call this one stroke. Okay, so now go back to here, filter, vanishing point, and it's going to bring up that vanishing point within this own layer. So go to your stroke, which is, where did it go? We'll just use this one. Go to your stroke and select your stroke. Command C for copy. Go back to your image. Open up your stroke layer with the filter vanishing point. Okay. And just click anywhere and Command V. Well, it didn't put the right thing there. But same concept. Well, let's go ahead and do it the right way. So go to your image. Here's the image. Oh, because I had that layer selected. So make sure you have just the layer selected you see. Command C, image. Go to your stroke layer, filter, vanishing point. Okay. And copy paste. Now, when you throw this onto your layer there, you see now you're starting to get your perspective. Press T on your keyboard, adjust it how it's supposed to look, Let's move it to that corner and adjust it so it's fairly close. Expand it, hold your shift to give it the right size if you want, or to keep the perspective, or the aspect ratio, that's the right term. And drag this side over because I can't reach. And we're pretty close, a little off, so let's turn it just a little bit. Bingo. Come over here, and you're good. Now, this looks so much better than most of your just lines that you would draw in Photoshop. And to make it even better, what you do is go ahead and click OK. And so now you've got just this outline on this layer. So what we can do to add another little effect is double click, drop shadow, and now you've got your little effect as if it's off the ground a little bit. Give it a little bit of distance if you want. And then once that's done, you can even move this outline. Oops. You can move this stroke so that way it's, come on, man. So the shadow is right on where it's supposed to be. So much better than just putting a line there where you don't get any perspective with how it's supposed to be laying down. And then the same process goes for doing a full map and stuff like that. So let's just do that real quick. Add a new layer. Call this stroke with map. And we'll go to our map of the stroke here. Same thing. Command copy. And turn this layer off. And turn this layer on. Oops. Stroke with map. Turn that layer on. Filter. Vanishing point. Bingo. That was Command V. Lay it on your area. Press T. Adjust so it fits about right. Move to the corner. And expand. So now you're going to get near a perfect fit every time. And it's actually going to look like it's got perspective to it instead of looking like a shoddy effort. And it lines up perfect. Look, you can see the future roadway going right under there. And same thing over here. And the last one to give us all three images. Open it up. And we're just going to do a stroke with the fill. Go to your stroke with the fill here. Make sure it's selected. Command C. Back to your image. Stroke with the fill. Filter. Vanishing point. And click anywhere. Command V for paste. Move it on down there. T to transfer. And we're almost done. But the look you get from here, bar none better than what you would get from a simple pen tool and drawing a line on a map, which is significantly easier. But if you've got higher paying jobs and you want to actually make it look a little different than your competition, this is a great way to do it. Save. And you're done. So now you've got all three images done in a way, and it looks better than everyone else.